Bravo 1 Charlie, this is Mike 1 Juliet. Looks like you've stirred up a hornet's nest. We're seeing a whole lot of activity around the palace. Over.
We're not exactly equipped for all-out war here. Over.
There's a supply station close to your current location. I'm uploading the coordinates. Get over there and stock up. Over.
Affirmative. Out. You heard her. Let's go shop.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Bad Company. So here we are making our way to the supply depot that Miss July mentioned, and then we'll pretty much be using the tools that we find there to fight our way straight to the palace. There will be a fair amount of armor between here and there, so this is going to get pretty exciting. This is probably the first section in the game where it's a really satisfying fight all the way through to your destination. This is one of my favorite sequences in the game, honestly. Just the fight all the way from here to the palace, it's pretty fun. There's nothing, special about it. It doesn't have huge scripted sequences, but it's really nice.
RPG!
Fortunately, at the supply depot here, there's only that one other tank, and we can take it out pretty easily like this. It does definitely help to keep on the move, because it seems like the AI when driving tanks aren't the best at actually keeping up and predicting motion if you're changing directions. Even if it's something as simple as backing forth and going forward, they tend to get kind of confused. There isn't actually a clearly defined objective for the supply station other than just eliminating all the enemies at it. Once you've killed everyone though, you can pretty much just go through all the buildings as you like and pick up any of the weapons you find there. I'm going to be swapping out mine for another weapon just so that we can see a bit of variation. I'm going to keep the laser designator though, because we'll find it'll come in pretty handy over the next little bit. Here we go, a nice light machine gun, the MG3. Now we have a full magazine and a full belt for it, so we have 200 bullets in the belt, another 400 off, so that'll keep us going for quite a while.
Sarge! Can I drive one of these? And I promise I won't scratch it. I think my insurance will cover me.
I need you on those guns, Haggard. Marlowe, you're the designated driver. Think you can handle that?
I know that they just threw that line in there just to explain why you get to drive, but it kind of ticks me off seeing as Haggard's completely useless on the actual guns. Oh well. I do kind of like the sunset here. It's a simple sort of thing, but the Frostbite engine seems to do pretty well with atmospheric effects, especially in the intro movie to this mission in the previous video. Just the sunset and the lighting in the atmosphere around the helicopter was really nice.
You nailed it!
RPG!
Some of the other environments like this bridge and just the sort of hilly terrain is really beautiful, and it actually makes you feel like you are in a real place. It's small details, it's hard to actually pinpoint exactly what it is, but they definitely do a good job of making you feel like you are in this area.
Hey, you see him? Yeah, God, I got it!
You might also notice that the enemies actually use the golf carts I don't know whether that's, you know, intentionally used just for comic effect, but it certainly comes off like that. Just the image of 3 heavily armed, determined Russian soldiers driving along in a tiny little golf cart. It just, I don't know, I like it. This building here is actually fairly difficult to clear out from the tank. I don't know why. I think some of the walls or something are set up to be too easily blocking of shells, and anyone who's inside will be, you know, fairly well protected from any tank shells you want to lob in. Unless you get one in directly through the window, then you're not going to get anyone in there. Fortunately though, we're not too interested in actually, you know, killing them, so we can pretty much just go past them. I think we got everyone in there. You'll notice also that the MG3 has an extremely high rate of fire. The main idea with it is you're going to be burst firing, so you're not going to use too many bullets, but if you held that down full auto, you're going to run out pretty quickly, and then you're going to run into issues with long reload times. You'll also notice that we're actually still on the golf course here. Now, I don't know how big golf courses normally are, but it seems fairly extensive for one actually.
Incoming RPG! One less!
You do have to be careful for RPG soldiers hanging around here. Sort of similar to the mission a few times back where we had to protect some tanks from RPG soldiers. They can actually do a fair amount of damage to you, so you can't really afford to ignore them completely. That sign is kind of conspicuously placed there. This is one of the easier gold pickups to find, but it also clues you into the fact that there's an empty tank over here if you didn't notice it on the radar. It's easier just to swap out than bother repairing the old one, so I'm going to do that. I'm also going to leave that repair tool there, because I've still got the laser designator, and that's going to be more useful overall than being able to repair my tank. One of the useful things about the radar is that even if you haven't actually spotted a vehicle yet, you can tell whether it's an enemy vehicle or not simply by the absence of the empty vehicle icon on the map. If you don't see an empty vehicle icon, then it must be inhabited by the enemy, even if, like that one, it wasn't actually moving or doing anything. Now, I'm going to ditch this vehicle here because there are a couple of entrenched tanks which are actually sitting waiting just to mess up your life. Fortunately, we've got a nice hill there which I can just peek over to designate them, and then just drop a missile right on them. Now, don't ask me why, because that looked exactly like a direct hit, but somehow that tank managed to survive. Fortunately though, there's, you know, very short cooldown on the designator, so we can just try again, pretty much.
This is Eagle 6 at 7 miles, bearing 275, Angels 4, stand by for KDAM.
And one of the other things that the laser designator is kind of handy for is that if you looked in the top right as the missile was coming down, you will have seen this other tank sitting there. So that hints us as to where it's actually sitting. Otherwise you'd have to go over and sort of hope that you would actually see it before it shot you.
Sorry for the mess!
Somehow I managed to kill that tank in one hit. I honestly have no idea. The tank shells have a extremely nice range, so if you can get the hang of the drop on them, you can take out, for example, that guard tower there before you even have to get near it. Not that exactly it's going to do much damage to the tank, but still it's kind of nice. Anyway, the pal's just over this bridge, so let's go.
Get the hell off the bridge!
Go, go, go! They must have rigged the bridge. It's old school, but I like it.
We're gonna have to go across by foot.
Ooh, it's pretty high. Good thing I don't have a problem with heights, because that would...
One thing they leave at this end of the bridge is a kind of nice sniper rifle. So I'm going to be using that because a lot of the fighting over this bridge is kind of long range. They'll be advancing from the other end.
Don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down.
It sounds really wussy. I'll be honest, this gun, I know it's supposed to be silenced, but still it sounds extremely weak. It sounds like a blow dart gun or something. But 2 body shots from it will take out pretty much anyone, and if you manage to hit them in the head, then 1 shot. For obvious reasons, if you tried to use the M3 here, then you wouldn't have much luck. These guys are pretty hard to hit from long range, especially with some kind of light machine gun, which has, well, it's not known for its accuracy. The other nice thing about the sniper rifle, obviously, is that you can take out that guy in the emplaced gun long before he's within range of you.
We've got Reds coming.
Keep them pinned!
This bridge doesn't count as destructible even though there was that big explosion. You can't actually blow any of the other parts of it up, so you can feel free pretty much to hit any of the barrels. There are a couple of ways across it, but it's either left or right, so either way it's going to add up to about the same. Now one thing is that the sniper rifle isn't going to be much use after this point, so I'm going to go just all the way back to the other side of the bridge and grab my M3 before proceeding.
I think it's the president.
What's he saying?
Maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like he's asking for help.
What kind of help?
I don't know. I think he's locked himself inside the safe room, and he can't get out.
We'll get him out of there. Let's find him. Come on.
Wow! This is an actual palace. It's like a,
Versailles?
no.
Buckingham Palace?
No!
Disneyland?
What's it called? Xanadu.
I could hear enemies moving.
Moving for cover!
Ah, crap.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It must have glitched out. I've never seen anything like that before, though.
Mercs everywhere! Probably a coup d'etat then! Or maybe they just kicked the president out, took the country!
You are one of a kind, Haggard. One of a kind.
As mentioned, these are mercs. You can sort of tell by their uniforms. And this is actually a pretty difficult fight. You do have a fair amount of cover advancing, but the mercs are on all sides of you. So you've got to be very careful to clear them out before you move up. And honestly, you're going to take a fair amount of damage this way.
Taking cover!
Watch your flanks!
Die already, you stupid
I'm
bastard!
reloading!
Hey, Hackett!
There's the S20 there, and there are a couple of other pickups around. Unfortunately, I don't like the shotgun too much, and it's even more useless in this area.
You're going down!
You can see that the range is just a little bit too long for the shotgun. And if you actually advance within range of it, then you end up taking a lot of damage on the way there. These guys are all using MG3s, and although they don't have as much ammo as the one we dropped, it's certainly nice, and it saves you having to reload. It's also a lot better at the sort of ranges that we're dealing with here, so it makes it a lot easier to advance up to the palace. There are several people in place along the stairways. Unfortunately, it's kind of difficult to get a grenade in, so can't exactly use that. The M16 is the last weapon we'll be seeing on this level, and it is really nice. It is probably similar to the M416 in that it's fairly flexible, but it's also overall a lot better as a gun. The only problem is that we won't find too many of them here, and the only ammo box is way back there, so it's going to be kind of difficult to refill an ammo once it's out.
Over here!
Shit!
Flanking is actually an extremely viable tactic, and generally the AI are sort of, well, they're not too great at it. So in general, if you go up beside them, it'll take quite a while for them to react.
Doors open!
Впрочем, дямье, дидьё мурга чупу атье. Вроде бин пирлисти пиги. Видишь, муньёр, пуч маняре.
He thinks we're not being nice. Something about an enema, I think, and he doesn't want to come.
He done pissed me off. What you... somebody translate this for me. What you really want isn't the question here.
Yeah, I got it. Presidentia, Excellencia.
Let me try. Your Excellency, Mr. Presidentskov?
Haggard, no, you don't speak Serdish. Shut up.
I am in no need of Vitlish translation. My English is whole immaculate,
Well, then you'll have no problem understanding this. We have come to bring you in.
Bring you in.
Just you?
Just us.
For puny military.
For puny military.
Damn it, Haggard!
For puny military is no invasion, is trespassing.
Mike 1 Juliet, this is Bravo 1 Charlie. We have the package. Repeat, we have the package. Request immediate extraction. Over.
Bravo 1 Charlie, this is Mike 1 Juliet. Leave the package. Repeat, leave the package. And you're not gonna like this, Sergeant, but extraction is denied. Over.
Denied. What do we have to do to get the bird here? Over.
I hate to tell you this, boys, but it's not gonna happen. We're going for deniability. You're on your own. Over.
What do you mean we're on our own? How do we get out? Over?
Any way you can. This isn't my call, boys. There's nothing I can do. They're telling me to cut you loose. I'm sorry. Out.
So it's like that then. Fellas, they're leaving us hanging out to dry.
Ah, shit, now we're never getting out of here.
I may have means for our escape.
our escape?
I'm afraid the father of Sedaristan people now has no other recourse than exile. It was a mistake to request the services of these mercenaries.
Hang on a minute. The Legionnaire is holding you here?
Well, since I could not deliver the amount of gold he requested, he has appropriated my nation. But I will prevail. The Sedaristan people will rise up and demand the return of their beloved father.
This guy's funny when he's in a hallucinogenic rage. And what's more, he may come in handy.
Yeah, right, like tits on a bull.
Well, just shut up already and tell us how to get out of here.
Now, this is stately transportation for VIP. Quite improper for your unhygienic, smelly bum-bums.
What about the unhygienic decor? I mean, is that a mirror ball? Although I have to confess, a hot tub is a very nice touch. Now, let me see how you fly this thing.
Hold on. Get out of that seat.
No fun.
Preston, show us your stuff.
Preston, you the man.
I'll give it a shot. So there we were, crammed in a pimped-out Russian hind with a megalomaniac and a rack full of bad CDs. Left to die by our superiors, and with the world's deadliest army using us for target practice. It wasn't the first time I had flown a chopper, but the circumstances were sort of special.